Hi guys, I wanted to do a video on shortcuts and I haven't had the time to, but finally found the time today, and I want to talk about shortcuts. Let me just fix this a little. About shortcuts. For some odd reason, we all believe that such thing exists, but I'm here to tell you the otherwise. Like I said, most of the things that I'll be speaking about is from my own personal experience. I have done so many shortcuts on so many things, and it never worked. And it never will, because there's no such thing as shortcuts. Shortcuts in eating healthy doesn't exist. Why? Because a lot of people think, well, I'll just do it for a month and I'll be good for the rest of my life. It's like, really? And I used to believe this, oh, I'm going to lose weight, which some part of it is kind of true. Excuse me. Sometimes if we have that type of body, when we lose a good amount of weight, we can still eat kind of junky, but we stay with that range of the weight loss that we lost, if we're lucky. But 99% of the people don't have that type of body, and we gain the weight right back because we go back to our bad habits. So when we take shortcuts and say, well, I'll just do it for a month and I'll be good. I'll just do it for 3 months, for half a year, and I'll be good for the rest of my life. It doesn't work that way. It's a life change. Same thing with being Christian. For some odd reason, a lot of people think there are shortcuts to being Christian, and it's not. There is no such thing. You can't just come to God, be holy for a day or two, or go to church and then just be done with it and be saved and be like, hey, I'm good, now I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want, and I'm saved. That just doesn't work. So just like in healthy living, godly living doesn't have any shortcuts. It will take time to develop good personality. It will take time to develop a lifestyle of you sinning less and less every day. But a lot of people think that we can skip certain steps and jump into getting baptized, going to church for a few months, and being saved, and that's it. And then you go back to clubbing, and then you go back to prostitution or drug using or drinking, smoking, whatever it is that you do, and then you think you're good for the rest of your life. It's not so. It's unreal, and it's not healthy. And take business. A lot of people, once again, think there are shortcuts in business. I'll just do this, number 1, number 7, and skip to 379, because that's where you get the good chunk of money. It does. Ask any businessman, any businesswoman. You will find out that you need to take every single step by step. You need to go to school, you need to graduate, you need to get some practice, and then you will have good results. But people think in business, whenever they enter business, oh, it's piece of cake. Same thing with Beachbody. Why do people quit Beachbody? Or why do people think it's bad, or it's a scheme, or it's a pyramid that doesn't work? Because people don't put time into it. Because people don't think of it as business, as a baby business that you need to develop, that you're a CEO of a business that you need to grow. And people just don't get it. They think I'll skip steps and I'll make millions of dollars like Lindsay Matway, I think, is making, or I can't remember her name. I think it's Shalene. I don't remember her last name. Anyway, but those are 2 women that I researched, and they're making millions, and they have so many people under them. And the reason why they do is because they work their butts off every single day until today for 3-4 years, and that's how they have accomplished it. So if you guys think of all these great big people and you think, well, it's unreal, you can't get there, or I'll get there within a day, it is unreal because you're not working on it. It is real because you can get there, but it's not going to happen if you take shortcuts. You look at people like David and Moses and Isaiah and Jeremiah, and you think, well, I'll be that person one day, and then nothing happens in your life, and you give up and you walk away from God because God's not real, and He doesn't do what He says He will do. Once again, you want shortcuts, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way with God. It doesn't work like that in nature. We have no shortcuts. Look at nature. You have to have fall. You have to have spring. You have to have winter and summer for things to develop the way they're supposed to develop. You can't just take a bud of rose that is closed and open it up. It doesn't work that way. It takes time. You need to water it. You need to put good soil around it. You need to put nutrients in your soil. And only then, after a long, long period of months, sometimes it takes years, especially like trees. When you plant trees, it will take years and years and years of good nurturing soil, nurturing person who takes care of them to have extremely good what's the word I'm looking for? I know the word in Russian, but I can't think of it in English. The fruit. You're not going to have any fruit if you're not going to wait and not going to take care of things. So, give me just 1 second.
Он кушал недавно, хочешь покорми?
Sorry. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so there are no shortcuts. So if you want to become a Christian, then you have to work hard, extremely hard, to be on top of things, to be aligned with God. Give me just 1 second.
Я сказала покорми, really?
People just... Then don't ask me. They're screaming from upstairs and they can't hear my answer. So what's the point of screaming if you're not going to hear it? Anyway. Shortcuts. Sorry, guys. Back to shortcuts. We can't have shortcuts. And I don't know how many times I have to say this, but we cannot have shortcuts. It doesn't work that way. You have to take steps. You have to develop things. You have to work on it, and only then you will have a fruit. But if you're going to take shortcuts, you will fail, you will be disappointed, and then you'll run around running your mouth that this system or this person or that and this is not working because you're trying to take shortcuts. So don't take shortcuts. In working out, people think I'll work out for a month and my body will look like one of those famous trainers in Beachbody. They've been working on that body for years and years and ages, and they've been putting good food into that body. So yeah, their body looks like this because they've been doing it for a long time, because they've been eating for a long time, really good, and probably because they're not using any junk in their body. So if you guys want to give up, think about it. What is more important to you? A healthy body, a healthy family, or a raggedy body, unhealthy family? If you want to be good with God and have good relationships with your family, inside your marriage, with your kids, you have to work like 300 times harder than what you're doing right now. Because a lot of people run their mouth, well, books don't work, well, this don't work, well, that pastor don't work. You don't work, honey. It's not them, it's you. If something is not working, 99% of the time it's you. And I'm sorry to say this, but there are a lot of Christian people running around and yelling and saying how Christians are such a bad world. They're so bad, they're so mean, they're such hypocrites. Well, I'm here to let you know. I saw this poster in the restroom in nurse's station at college. And it said a lot of things. It said, if you smoke once when you're with friends, if you smoke when you're out eating, if you only smoke in your car once a year, if, and then the bottom line was, you smoke. So, my point is, you're just a bad person if everything is bad around you. I'm sorry to say this, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It doesn't work the other way. If you are so good with God and everything is going so awesome with God and things are working out and you are in tune with God and you know you're in tune with God and people consider you bad, that's a good thing. But if everything around you is bad and you know you don't have a good relationship with God, it's not you. I mean, it's not God. It's not people around you. It's you, you know. People, if you say, my church is bad and I don't go to church, Christians are hypocrites and I don't go to church because of Christians, they're so bad. You don't go to church, period. It's not churchgoers, it's not pastors, it's not their wives, it's not counselors, it's not poor little families around the church, it's you. Because whenever I went to church, and if people were players and hookers and strippers around me, I didn't care. I just went to church for God. So you need to clean up your act and say to yourself, maybe I am bad. Maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to stop taking shortcuts. And maybe I need to become that person to say, hey, I'm going to take care of my church. I'm going to be the best person around people. I'm going to show them what it's like to be Christian. So stop running around and badmouth Christian people and badmouth everybody else. It's not them. It truly is not them. It is you who need a change in your life. And so stop taking shortcuts. Stop blaming the world for your faults and your parents and everybody else. Clean up your act. Go to God. Start living healthy. And maybe you'll see change. And find people that truly care for you. And the ones that you hurt but are still there for you, those are the people you need to surrender yourself, surround yourself with. But, good luck, because you've put down so many people around you that maybe they don't want to be around you. But you need to clean up your act, like Paul did. He would walk around and persecute Christians. He'd kill them. So when he would show up after God, cleaned his act up, when he would show up around Christians, they were scared of him. So if people are scared of you, running away from you, don't want to associate with you, it's your fault. You need to clean up your act. You need to do what is right, and you need to stick to God and healthy living, because those are the two ways that will straighten your life out. And don't take any shortcuts. And I'm saying this for me too, because like I said, I used to take a lot of shortcuts, and still to this day I still want to cheat and take shortcuts, but it won't work that way. The only thing that works is if you put time into your whatever it is you're doing, and you will succeed. So no shortcuts, and I'll talk to you later. Bye guys.